Linda scheduled her Medicare Annual Wellness Visit expecting to pay nothing. Then a bill arrived. Was it an error? Did Medicare change the rules? Or did part of her appointment become something other than a wellness visit? That last question is often where the answer lives. Let's look at what the visit covers, why extra charges can appear, and what to ask before your appointment. First, an annual wellness visit is not a routine head-to-toe physical, because apparently one annual appointment would have been too simple. It focuses on prevention and planning. It can include a health risk assessment, measurements such as height, weight, and blood pressure, reviews of your health history, prescriptions, and risk factors, and a personalized prevention plan. If you have had Medicare Part B for longer than 12 months, Medicare covers this visit once every 12 months. And once every 12 months does not necessarily mean once per calendar year. Medicare does love making us check the calendar twice. During your first 12 months with Part B, you may instead qualify for the separate Welcome to Medicare Preventive Visit. That is not a routine physical either. Under Original Medicare, you generally pay nothing for the covered annual wellness visit when the doctor or other qualified provider accepts assignment. But a separate service provided during that appointment may have its own cost sharing. That is where the bill can begin. If you have a Medicare Advantage plan, the plan must cover the annual wellness visit, but you should still check the plan's network and cost rules for any additional services. Let's go back to Linda. During the wellness visit, the doctor asks whether anything has changed. Linda mentions that she has been dizzy for the past 2 weeks. The doctor may now evaluate a medical problem, examine her, discuss possible causes, order a test, or prescribe treatment. That care may be medically necessary and separately billable. Under Original Medicare, the Part B deductible and coinsurance may apply. That does not mean you should hide a symptom to avoid a bill. Please tell your doctor what is happening. Your health comes first. Her claim may show the wellness visit on one line and the symptom evaluation on another. One appointment to Linda, potentially 2 services to billing. Same exam room, different math. The same issue can happen with tests and other services. The wellness visit does not make every lab, screening, image, vaccine, procedure, or treatment ordered that day automatically cost-free. Some Medicare-covered preventive services have no cost when you meet the coverage requirements and use a provider who accepts assignment. Other services may have a deductible, coinsurance, or copayment. The reason for a test can also affect cost sharing. A preventive screening may be covered differently from a test used to investigate a symptom or monitor a condition. So when you hear, "We'll do your labs while you're here," ask, "Are those part of my covered preventive benefits, or will they be billed separately?" 5 seconds of asking can beat 3 weeks of wondering what that charge is. Before the visit, ask these 4 questions. First, is this being scheduled as my Medicare Annual Wellness Visit? Second, does this provider accept Medicare assignment? With Medicare Advantage, ask whether the provider is in network. Third, could discussing a new symptom or managing an existing condition be billed separately? Fourth, before I receive any labs, tests, or procedures, what should I verify about coverage? The scheduler may not know your final cost, and the doctor may not know exactly how the claim will process. These questions identify what needs a separate coverage check. If a provider believes Original Medicare may not cover an item or service, ask whether you should receive an Advanced Beneficiary Notice of Non-Coverage, an ABN, before receiving it. An ABN concerns expected non-coverage, not ordinary deductible or coinsurance amounts. If the bill has already arrived, do not assume it is wrong, but do not pay it on autopilot either. Compare the provider's bill with your Medicare summary notice or your plan's explanation of benefits if you have Medicare Advantage. Look for separate services on the same date. Then call the billing office and ask, which service was the annual wellness visit? What was billed separately and why? If the wellness visit appears to have been billed as a routine physical, or you suspect a coding error, request a review. You can also call 1-800-MEDICARE for help understanding Original Medicare coverage. Medicare Advantage members should contact their plan about the plan's cost sharing and appeal process. The big takeaway is this: your Medicare Annual Wellness Visit can be covered with no cost to you, while additional care provided during that same appointment can still create a bill. One appointment does not always mean one billing category. I have a full plain English guide comparing routine physicals, the Welcome to Medicare visit, and the annual wellness visit. I'll link it below so you can review it before your appointment. And if you would rather review your Medicare coverage questions one-on-one, you can request a Medicare review. Know before you go, not after the bill. And that's Medicare, minus the headache.